And then move to the third toe. And draw a straight line from the third toe down to the heel. Forward and back. And the fourth toe, we won't spend as long on these toes. And the fifth. And that pinky toe, see if you can do the ball of the foot, have the ball of the foot on the floor. And it's hard to get the pinky toe on the ball, but on the actual ball, see if you can. And move it away, help it become its own toe, away from the fourth toe. Maybe yours already is, mine is twinsies. It's like conjoined twinned with the fourth toe somewhere. And it's not webbed there, but it could be, like it's very, very close. So if you can separate it, it may be connected, but if you can separate it, do. And push down through that knuckle of the fifth metatarsal. So the beginning of that toe that's really on the foot, in the foot. And like, when I look at this, it looks much more like a classic drawing of a foot than my foot looks normally. And then start to draw that line on that fifth toe. And let's stop at the arch. Both on the outer and inside, you may have the most kind of adhesion or plantar fascial adhesion action going on. And then claw your way to the heel. Do bring your knee forward if you can, so there's pressure there. You guys look pretty tentative, so be mindful if there's pain, sharp pain or something. Don't overwhelm your nervous system. So it is a bit of a game with the nervous system. We do want to move into the sensation, but we don't want to overwhelm ourselves with it because then it's counterproductive. See if you can find a good nugget on that fifth line toward the heel that has sensation. Put some weight on it. If it's, you don't want to go above 50% of sensation. It'll freak out your system. And then grind the foot. So put it in the arch, in the middle, the ball, and internally, externally, rotate the leg and put out a siggy. Or, I don't know, what was this move? I guess it's a twist. And this is good for the waist, actually. So I'm going for it. Swinging my arms too, pulling my belly in, using my arms to help turn. And I'm even doing a bit of a right hip hike to work the quadratus lumborum on the left side and the glute med on the left side. Okay. And then find a nasty spot that's just yours, just your own nasty spot on the sole of that foot, and put as much weight as you can without going above 50% sensation, like tolerable. And by bending the knee more, you can add more pressure as the body acclimates. Can you relax enough to kind of ebb into visuals? Like, to me, this is sort of traffic jam level pain. Like, you just want to get somewhere, that kind of frustration. Is there something like that for you? Like some kind of emotional equivalent in your life that this evokes? And can you conflate the two for this moment? They're already conflated. Can you identify that and breathe and see if you can create a little more space in that real life example? So let me give myself a heart. I'm going to give myself one with another person where I feel suffocated. I'm going to see if I can breathe a little. If I can use this, if I can be here with this and breathe? Can I be there and breathe? Great question. And if that work feels, if that's too hard, if you're like, no, man, I just come to Sarah, I just come to yoga to do yoga, like give myself a break. It's totally fine. It's just a thought experiment if you want to do it. Find another spot if there, let's go for one more on this foot. If you're really into it, you could lift your other foot and try to balance. That might just be torture. Okay, and then just, again, very superficial, very surface, just cover all the skin on the sole of the foot and toes, very superficially. And then stand off the ball, stand on something textured so that at a very sort of subtle level, your feet are reading the floor. I just noticed the grips. Well, first just look down and see if your toes have a better breadth, better spread. If the ball of the foot is making, can I visually identify it looks better? Does the arch look more identifiable or present? You already may have a very high arch. Is there ease in the foot? More alertness in the foot? Can those coexist? And then walk. As you walk, notice the elasticity, the springiness, the connectivity, and do try to push through that big toe. If your big toe is operating, try to push through it. And it is so very connected to our brain, our motor function, and to our glutes. And many of us have weak glutes. I mean, I think you have pretty strong glutes. Actually, Karen, you do too. I have weak glutes. I'll speak for me. So I've been really trying to get my toe down because my glutes are not happy with me. And then stand on that right foot, lift the left up, and again, balance. Just see if it's how it is. Pelvic floor and belly in, head up, shoulders down. And 5 or so heel raises, that's doable. When you're ready, shake out that leg once more. Relax, open the jaw. Make sure you didn't collect any tension there. And stand with your feet a little bit distant, hit a little wider than your hips, drop your chin. Oh, right ear to right shoulder, chin to the sky. Left ear to left shoulder, chin to the chest. And go the other way. Center the chin, look up and look down. Draw a straight line, like down from your pelvis with your eyes. Draw it across the floor in a straight line to the end of the room. Up the wall in a straight line. Up the ceiling in a straight line to the back wall. Straight down your body. And do it again. Eyes go forward in a straight line. Up the wall, up the ceiling, across the ceiling, and down. Let's reverse it. Look straight up. Draw a line forward across the ceiling to the wall, down to your body, like straight down. And then up your body, up to the ceiling, across the ceiling, down the wall, from the end of the floor to your body, up your body. Oh, okay. And just a little short walk. Attention to the left foot, left glute. And I don't, do you guys already feel that your left side is more attentive than it was in the previous walks? There is some action that happens in the opposite side. And then balance on that left side, right foot up in some way. Pelvic floor up, belly up, chest up, shoulders down. And heel raises 5 or so, if you can, to whatever degree you can. And just notice, I'm really weak. Wow, on this side, noticeably. And then cover the whole surface of the foot with the ball. Nice superficial swath, toes to heel. Place the ball of the foot on the floor, stretch that big toe and push it into the balls really fiercely. Try to activate those muscles, recruit that action. At the same time, you're stretching it. Check in with your jaw and tongue. And then roll a straight line from big toe to heel. And I'm inverting my foot, pronating my foot so that the ball is really on the inside edge. Getting some nice spleen points here. And kidney points, so spleen and kidney points on this part of the foot. And that's really nice. They're both energizing fundamental substances. So kidney is like all the juices of the body, and spleen is the blood. Getting some activation there. These really vital master points. And then let the arch of the instep mold around the ball, bending that left knee some for more sensation. You notice the sensation. Is it demanding to be noticed? Like what happens with you? For me, I'm like, I'm probably not taking it in enough. And the reason I say that is, well, I have a lot of reasons to say it, but one is, okay, so then my body has to shout louder, or I have to go to a deeper level of maybe injury before I notice. It's not good to not notice. You want to notice it. And then bring the ball deeper toward the heel, further toward the heel. Oh, that's sore. Put some weight there if you can, bending the knee. And the thing I brought up before with the off the mat life stuff, if that comes in and you want to play with that, do so throughout. And then we'll do the same with the second toe. Ball the foot on the floor, second toe stretching and push it into your ball. Hopefully your ball's a bit receptive and not too rigid. A cross ball might be painful. I'm using the yoga balls. The green one. Really delineating between the first and second toe with the ball in a way that it's harder without. And then draw a straight line to the heel. Mold the arch around the ball. Move toward the heel. Oof. Bend the left knee. You can always play with balancing. And then we'll draw straight lines through the third and fourth toes. And this is really good, so good. For keeping your whole body healthy, for making your mind alert, more alert. The feet are the foundation of life. That's not what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, it feels even better when someone else massages your foot. Like, as good as this feels, getting a foot massage still feels better. Don't you think? I mean, it's more vulnerable, so I don't love that. But just saying. And then let's put the ball of the foot on the floor and stretch that pinky toe. And if you can, move it away from the floor too. If it doesn't move, it doesn't move. You gotta work with your bones, with what you got. Nothing's wrong or right. It's just adaptive, right? Like, how can you're just learning to adapt with your body, how your body works best. And then roll a straight line, just like we did with the inner edge of the foot. Can we get more of the, can we get more of the outer edge of the foot? I'm not as strong here. And then mold the arch around the foot. Wait, I don't think I said that wrong. The arch around the ball. Bend the knee. Ooh. Give yourself that gift of feeling. Move it toward the heel. Put a lot of weight there. And then move it more toward the middle of the foot and start to grind. Put out that zig. Do the twist. I'm literally using my arms here, hiking up my left hip so that I'm helping to turn on and off the glute med on the right and the QL on the right. And those are some saucy muscles. And this is supposed to help make that, snatch that waistline snatched, butt snatched. I think that is like a good term now. Means like skinny or hot or like fit. Means something. Means like how you want it, whatever that is. And then let's cover the whole foot. So a nice superficial surface level contact with the ball. Oh yeah, and let's find a nasty spot. So when you were doing that superficial tour, you know where it is. Find that nasty spot and give it all you got. Not all you got. All you got up into the breaking point, up to the halfway mark breaking point. And maybe instead of a bad example, you could evoke a memory of a time you were courageous, or imagine yourself being courageous in some sort of scenario. I'm gonna do that one. And then one more blobby spot, painful. If you got another one, maybe you're lucky and you don't. Look around. Hunt it down if it's there. And that takes courage. All this takes courage. Sink in, sink in, sink in. Phew. That was juicy. One more surface level exploration. Integration. and go for a walk. Feel the, just assess. You might feel weird. I feel grounded, which is, I'm not an easy person to ground. So for me, grounded is like weird. Take a look down at the foot. How's it look to you? Balance on it. And then heel raises, 5 or so. Stand with your feet somewhat what about mat with different distance, bend the knees and start to circle your booty, your hips. Booty back, wide left, way under, wide to the right. So this is like low. My shoulders are really chill. Letting my arms hang. And I'm exaggerating this. I'm trying to feel things in my calves. And I'm really paying attention to my big toes. And I keep them down and circle those hips the opposite way. If the torso starts to follow, go ahead and let those shoulders drape, arms, head. Keep contact with the big toes on the floor. Notice if there's a particular direction they aren't familiar with, or they probably let go when you're in that position in life. We're training our toes differently. And then we're gonna just rock it side to side through the hips. So cha, cha. And your arms may swing contralaterally. And let the booty lead. Let your knees bend. Hit it at the top, so hit. And then we're gonna center it. Widen our stance. You may turn if your rug slippy or something, wide on the mat. And dynamically, we're gonna bend left and right. So I don't know how low we're gonna go. You do you. But we do want to work up to going a little bit lower, toning those inner groins, strengthening those inner groins, whilst the big toes work. So keep those big toes down. If your hands come down, fine, but do keep the muscles and the inner groins working. So I think if you put too much weight into the upper body, your groins aren't gonna do it. And then pick a side and go into the full expression. So you can lift your heels, maybe toes on one foot. Just give them a stretch. At the same time, tone the extended leg. Pull the sits bones toward one another. So those under buttocks work. And then the other side. Squeeze the sitting bones. It's a different component. Take your ball and you're going to sit onto the left. Actually, let's start with the right bum. And put it right on the sits bone. And your hands are guiding this and find tight muscles here. So circle your buttock on the ball. Find a spot that feels meaningful and let yourself sink. As much weight as you can, maybe letting that right knee fall out to the right. So for me, all the way down is too far. If it's about halfway, 45 degrees, that's giving me the most direct pressure, which I want. Can I do that and seal my big toe down at the same time? And yes, I can. And as soon as I did that, it recruited my inner groin muscles, which are weak. So yay. And my tummy, which is weak. So yay. And then I'm gonna real slowly open to that 45 degree and then up and out. So just moving that right knee really slowly, windshield wiper style, trying to keep the big toe down ish. And that is taking the ball deeper into the fascia, into the tissue. You could pick up your opposite leg, big blow. And with a knee, right knee vertical, go forward and back. They're not very far, right? It's small movement on the ball. And then right and left. If you have a visual of that sacrum, you can imagine you're making some space there, which is so important. And it gets very congested, very big traffic jam there for me. All right, yikes. Come down, move the ball just to the right part of the butt. This one's a little trickier to find, but kind of the outer right butt. Lean back and then I have to move mine higher. So it's like mid butt height toward the side, and you won't feel anything until your knee comes down to the right. And then you put the weight of your left, kind of twist your left leg across so that that ball's really sinking into that hip tissue. And then I recommend just be still for a little bit, just acclimate here. You may have to grab that ball and move it micro movements around until you find your spot, but the chances are this is the spot. You might just be bracing so hard you don't know it yet, or you know it and you're good. Now this is hard to explain, but with your upper leg, you're gonna just, I guess it's not that hard. I'm at an angle and I'm gonna reach it forward, then straightening the lower leg and then rebending. This is going to get us into our psoas muscle on that top hip at the same time. Now you may not have a problem there. I do, so this is like amazing for me. And you just might be bored. But on that top part, but on the bottom hip, hopefully you're still feeling stuff. If you've got nothing going on that top leg, you could put the left foot on the ground and straighten. Oh, that's a mighty bit of fun. Straighten and leg that, bend that bottom leg, that right leg on this angle. And that'll get you on a nice massage into that hip. I'm lying all the way out, you don't have to. Oh, okay. And then relax for a second there. Again, just on that ball. And my definition of relaxation may not be the same as yours. You might be like, that's torture. Okay, and then slowly lift the leg and pull the ball out, hold it out to the side, and with your feet wider than your mat, windshield wipe your legs left and right. Breathe a sigh of relief. That side's done. And on to the next. Place the ball under your left sits bone and circle the buttocks. I'm back up now. My hands are behind me and I'm circling the whole surface of my glute. trying to, just like with the foot, trying to have some superficial contact with the whole thing as much as I can. Kind of, I'm making a list of like areas. I'm like, oh, no, that's an area of interest. And then let yourself come down more onto the ball, sinking over it. That left knee can go about 45 degrees to the left. Bring it back up to 90 and take it in and out through that small range of movement. Find a spot that makes this feel worthwhile. I moved it just into the piriformis muscle, which is slightly above the sits bone and connects into the left psoas, which I already know I have a problem with. So I'm like, okay, that's interesting. There's a problem here too. So when we have an issue in our body, I'm gonna say never. It's probably like almost never, but rarely is it one thing. Even if it seems like it's just one thing, you just have the pain in one area. It's a network. And that network is probably a lot more far spread, more far reaching than you realize. And sometimes by tackling another area in the network, you can fix the painful part, even though that you're like, how are these possibly related? They are, and it can make a huge difference. Anatomy Trains by Tom Myers is a good place to kind of go. He's sort of laid out some networks. You could look at meridians. It's less helpful. Different muscle books. But Tom Myers Anatomy Trains is probably the most cohesive. I look around, there's a lot of new data on this. And they're learning the same about the brain. The brain, it's rarely just one area, it's a network of different things, because the brain is a symphony. It's rarely just like one thing. Okay, now you're gonna move the ball over to the side glute more. Probably lie down and let that left knee open all the way out to the left. Find a juicy place here. And then bring that right knee over and play with straightening and bending that top leg. Go slow. You might want to speed through this. It's slow is better on this one. And if it's just not interesting with that top leg, you can try lifting the bottom leg and bending and straightening that. I find both interesting. And if you do too, you could lift them both and kind of bicycle here. Unicycle, side unicycle. Now I'm just lying here, relaxing, in quotes, letting the sensation, letting myself go deeper, relaxing more onto the ball. And just noticing how much I'm still resisting. Wow, so much. You may have been like, wow, why does my knee hurt here? Because it's related, right? So it's we can make these connections doing this type of work. We can figure out for ourselves some of our networks. And then slowly roll out that ball, move it to the side, take your feet wide apart, and windshield wipe the knees left and right. Perhaps you feel like stretching, arms back. Let's roll to the right. Come on to that right forearm. With your knees bent and stack, lift that right hip up. Lengthen the head back and push or forward and push the right fist into the floor a lot. Really push down. And you bring your left hand under your right waist. And just feel there that it's activated. Feel your lat is activated. All those under muscles activating. Hips tuck under, ribs pull in. If you want to straighten those legs, stacking them, or just leave it as it is, keep pushing through the right fist. Reach underneath that right side with your left hand and then up to the sky. Little twisting here. 4 and reach and 3. Keep pushing that fist down and reach and 2 and reach and 1 and reach it. Come on down. Lie down on your back. Take your hands behind your head and cycle elbow to knee. Tummy pulled in, lower back pressing down clearly into the ground. Leave that left elbow at the right knee. Take your head down to the floor and push your right elbow, pin it into your body. So pin it against your body and push it down into the floor. Left leg is straight out or on the floor. Right knee comes in, right leg goes out. Push through the right elbow. That's where the action is. Right knee comes through the left elbow and up. Do 5. Only that leg is moving into the left elbow. Right elbow is really pushing hard into the ground. And 2. And 1. You can lift that on this one. Push the elbows into the knee and floor. And come on down. Hug your knees. Roll onto your left side. Bring your left forearm down. Emphasizing the action in your fist. I'll turn toward the camera. So left elbow down, fist. Fist is where the fun is. Knees are stacked at first, facing your left. Hips go up. Push down. The whole wrist bone into the floor. Fist gripped strongly. Reach under you and check yourself that it's toning under there. Ribs are in, hips are under. Hold it, tummy up. And then you can straighten the legs if you want or leave them as they are. And reach under and up. Keep pushing through your left fist. 5, 4, 3, tone it, 2, and 1. Come on down, lie on your back, hold your head, and cycle elbows to knees. 5, 4, 3, 2. Bring that right elbow to the left knee. Lower the head and push or pin your left elbow right into your waist and push down to the floor. Elbow to knee, right elbow to knee, and then you're going to straighten that left leg and bring it back into the elbow. Left elbow is doing the work. 5, 4, left leg is moving. 3, 2, and touch it. And push your elbows into the knee and floor. And then go back to cycling. 5, 4, 3, 2s, 1s, knees into the chest. Come on up and over for a forearm plank. Interlace your hands and push them down. Push your wrist bones down, push your elbows down, and squeeze your tush. Nice on body. Big toes are beautifully working here. Just like we stretched them into the ball, now they're pushing into the floor. Heels push back and forward over the toes. So it's a little bit of dynamism here. 5, pumping. 4, stretching those toes. 3, and a 2. Hold steady. Right knee to right shoulder, left knee to left shoulder. 5, 4, 3, 2, we'll do 1, so we're even, 1 more. Hold both feet out, lower knees down. Straight arms, inhale, come up, cow face pose, or cow pose. Round it, cat pose. Inhale and arch. And exhale, round. Take your left leg out to the side. Use your knee to help you circle. And open up those hips and groin muscles. Go the other way. Then bring your knee right under the hip and lift your left leg out to the side. Hold. Squeezing your right buttock. Can you come on your left fingertips and lift that leg a little higher? Pulse that foot up, 5, to the side, 4, 3, can you lift it up 2, get it from the hip, 1, bend the knee, reach it toward your foot, toward your right shoulder. And then kick it out to the left. Reach it behind, stretching that left waist, and kick. Behind, it's kind of arcing behind you toward your right ear, and out. It's like a C curve, it's very natural-ish, I guess. Good, and then put that leg down, stretch the hips back. If it's okay with your knees, drop the head. And come on back up, lift the right knee out to the side, stretch the right leg straight, and spider that right leg. Right foot's on the floor, and we're using that right knee as our access to circle the leg and hip. And this is a deep massage into the pelvic floor. Any adhesions there, any sort of sticky obturator muscles, adductors, abductors, rotators, opening all those up. Also releasing the piriformis, glute med. Careful of the angle of your foot, that will affect the knee. Put weight on that left shin, lift the right leg out to the side if you can. Pulse it up, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend that knee, reach it behind you toward your left, and then side kick out to the right. Behind, it wraps behind with a bent knee, kind of recoiling, and then stretch it out. It's like a coil and kick, really getting those side butt muscles. And 1. Bring it down. Bring your feet to the side and then out in front of you. Lie down on your back. Reach for your heels. Roll your tailbone forward, arching your low back. Push your low back into the mat. Raise your low back away as you arch your back. Tuck your tailbone under. Keep it tucked under. Push down through your big toes. Raise your hips up, your glutes up. Reach your left hand back behind you. Your feet might have to move a little tiny bit forward. Push through your right heel and reach back through your left arm. Then reach your right arm back, push through your left foot and your right arm. And alternate this way. So right foot down, reach back through that left foot down, and reach back through that right. And this is glute activation, isolating one side and then the other, and combining that with a direct psoas stretch. Usually that's implicit, but we're really going for it. Stretch that opposite arm on that diagonal. This is a network. Do a few more each side so you can really feel
that glute muscle work and that psoas muscle release. That would be a dream. When you're even, take the arms out to the side like a T, squeeze those bums up, push down through the big toe and pulse up 5, 4, tummy nice and strong, 3, 2, 1, and bring it on down. Toe heel your feet all the way in. Push your big toes down, keep them down, open your knees 45 degrees, lift your butt, pulse up, 10, 9, 8, big toes try to stay down, okay? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold up on 1, hold up here, close the knees, open the knees, 10, 9, really squeeze a piece of paper between your knees and then it falls. Squeeze it and it falls, or credit card, squeeze, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2, and squeeze that credit card. Open the knees, drop the bum, and let the feet come together. Knees open, full butterfly. Arms come down by your side. Take some full body breaths here. You may notice, for whatever reason, the sequence, I think it was the side work, who knows, opens the diaphragm really well. So hopefully yours did too, and you're really bathing, lavishing in this breath. Languishing, maybe languishing. There's a word there. A good one. Straighten out that left leg. And the right knee's kind of at a nice angle. You can just draw it up toward the armpit in this open direction. Coax it into the midline with your hand. Shift your hips to the right a bit. Right arm reaches open for a very soft spinal twist. We don't want to force anything here. Reach through your left big toes and at the crown of the head. Turn your head to the right. Notice your shoulders, perhaps, I'm hoping, are really rooted. We did a lot of nervous system, I was going to say covert, but I guess in a way it was, but nervous system reprogramming here. A lot. So you may just notice you do this pose a lot. Wow, this is something's different here. Reach through the right arm, roll onto your back. Bring both knees in. Just feel that cuddly, cozy feeling. Stretch out the right leg. Left knee's on that angle toward the armpit. Give it a little help. It wants it. And then coax it to the midline. Scoot your hips left. Left arm reaches out. Knee travels across to the right. Point your right toes and feel that connectivity from your big toe to the center of your brain, all the way up. And then the head turns left. Can you let your shoulders fully drop? Can you unhike that left hip if it's hiked? And that's that psoas muscle showing up again, perhaps contracted. And we're going to lengthen it through that unhiking action. Psoas run through the diaphragm. So the diaphragm's locked up, so are they. I think coughing and sinus stuff, all that stuff affects, I don't think I know how we breathe, and the diaphragm is affected. So hoping this is a post-COVID class for you or something, this just is starting to open up areas that were closed. The nervous system is getting reintegrated. All these things get funky when we're sick. Reach to the left arm, roll onto your back. And hug yourself, give your knees a nice big hug. Releasing any pressure that might happen in the back. Knees nice and wide, and you're gonna easy peasy. So luxuriously just rock side to side, no strain, no pain. Just a ball of goo. Center your head, reach your hands back to it and cradle your head in your hands as you extend your torso, extend your legs, holding your big head. Give it some love, let it fall back into the hands as though you were a different person. Just take the head on a journey. I'm rotating my left ear toward my shoulder, but I'm using only my hands, right ear toward right shoulder. So it's as though my head is totally relaxed into these wonderful hands. You're just letting it have an adventure. Bring the fingertips to the skull. Replace your flat hands with your fingertips and gently place your head, if it's not already down. Oh, where's our ball? If your ball's close by, I want you to take your ball, and if it's not too hard, put it at the base of the skull. And like, you guys figure out a way. Mine's where my low ponytail is. How to have the head on the ball with and give yourself some really nice neck extension. In other words, a little C curve in your neck, nothing dramatic, just a bit of traction here. And you're able to get this really sweet acupoint, governing vessel, and gallbladder points all at once. Not to mention the this like occipital part of the brain, which eventually ties into our eyesight and our hearing. Gently, gently massaging, maybe moving your nose a little bit. It's so small. 1 degree to the right and left and up and down. And then can you just let the head bounce on this cradle? Hopefully your sinuses are open enough, your diaphragm, your lungs, everything's open enough that you can take a big breath in. Exhale, let your shoulders drop. Don't hold on to them anymore. 2 more like that. Deep breath in. Okay. And now let go. Let yourself fall back into the ground. The ball isn't comfortable. Take it out. If you can, leave it. We did, as I said, some covert reprogramming. So the work is under the cover, under the surface, in the deep networks of ourselves. How we handle our emotions, others' emotions, life, our own discomfort. We activated core muscle groups so that when you enter the world after this deep integration period, you'll be turned on and tuned in, and yet have an equilibrium for all encounters. Your ball's still there, gently, slowly reach back for it, supporting the head with the other hand. Remove the ball and carefully let the head rest down on the ground. Pause there, letting the shoulders melt if they've come to your defense, your head's defense, which they probably have, but the traps, the trapezius, the neck muscles, all those guys, soften, soften, soften. Extending very slowly back through your left arm on a diagonal, you'll reach back through your left fingers and forward through your right toes. Then add the right arm, reach through left toes and right arm. All toes, all arms, fingers, neck. And imagine your energy reaches miles, miles out through the fingers, miles out through the toes, miles above and below. Squeezing right in the center of that those diagonal lines. Pull your left knee in and roll to your right side, cuddle into a ball. Generously breathe into your back. Fueling up for the day. Think of this as your fueling up and this energy station. Get your batteries plugged in and onto that 100% green. Pushing down through your left hand, rise to seat. And support yourself well with your active feet. Your relaxed muscles can allow the bones to hold you up. Chest to be open, the brain to be clear. Reach your fingers up. Look up. As though calling in whatever it is you need today to make your day be as beautiful and special and meaningful as possible. Hands come down to the heart, even if it's just a day of insurance and yucky phone calls. How can you make each interaction feel a little more special, a little more personal? Connecting into your own heart, whatever's there. Some days it's not all, butterflies and roses. Use the Om to express whatever it is. Inhale. Oh. Finger thumbs to your forehead. All chakras spinning and aligned. Aligning with this Jupiter and Taurus energy, which is expansion and being grounded. Good day to eat vegetables, like a vegetable stew. All the spices that you love. Bowing into yourself, thanking yourself that you're able to grow and learn and change and be. And to all those in your life who support you, and to all beings everywhere. Thank you, guys. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you soon. I hope you feel great and healthy. Bye.